So I'm a little bit late, but here I am now. So anyway, essentially what this reading is going to be for is essentially anybody that wants to know which of the tongue twister, which Goetic spirit, actually there's going to be three. Person. Whoops. So essentially the way that the spread works is you just, well, if you want to know which three are going to be for you for this week, you just let them know that you want to actually know which ones. Hi, Kayla. And essentially, the three card spread is going to be going simple. The first one that comes out is essentially the one that is, hello, Miriam. In this case, the first one is Stolas. So Stolas and hello, Nia. Essentially, what it is, it's going to be a three-card pull. The first one that comes out, in this case, Stolas, is the one that's essentially the one that's wanting to provide you the most help, or the one that favors you the most. So you should consider going towards them this week. The one that is trying to get your attention, or the one that is wanting to help you, but you have to approach them. In this case, it would be just an example. It would be Halphus. And the way that I'm reading this deck is not like the traditional tarot. Even though this is a tarot deck, I'm not reading it like, in this case, would be the Ten of Cups and the Three of Wands. I'm not reading it that way. I'm actually reading it as if it was like kind of like an oracle, but not really an oracle, if that makes sense. You're just seeing which ones pop out. And the third one is essentially the Goetic spirit that's challenging you, or pretty much the one that is making you prove yourself, if that makes sense. So again, in this case, it would be Bathan. And then you can actually go from there, and if I happen to know any of these ones that are pulled for each individual person, then I would actually put in my suggestion too. But in this case, I'm not really familiar with Bathan or Halphus, so I would be able to only primarily help with Stolas. But I'm also going to have open my, let me find it. Where's that bloody thing? Hold on, I'm trying to find my notes. Where the heck? Oh, there they are. So that way I can provide more giving out names, give suggestions. So, okay, so pretty much it's like whoever wants one, it's just first come, first serve. And we'll just go from there. Hello, Ray. So yeah, but it's pretty much just like first come, first serve. Okay, Rachel. Rachel's the first one. Okay. And then next will be Miriam. Okay, Rachel. Of course you can. You just got to really. You just got to say so. And we'll just see which one it is. And now keep in mind, just hello. Well, I'm good. This existing really, and just keep in mind. Yes, this is involving the Goetic spirit, the Goetic demons of the Goetia. So don't think that, oh God, this thing isn't going to cause harm to me. No, don't think of the stereotypes like that. Okay, so Rachel, the one that favors you, the one that is supporting you the most. Stolas came out again. So we have Stolas favoring you the most. So consider having more of his influence be throughout this week. And he also excels in teaching the value in gemstones, crystals, and the metaphysical properties, as well as herbs and resins. So maybe this is the opportune week to have him assist you anything regarding that, or learning about it, or what is that called? Appraising like valuables. And also, I don't know why this popped in my head, but also restoring anything that's like an heirloom too. Even also teaching people about heirlooms, herbs, and gemstones too. The one that is trying to get your attention or trying to get you to come towards them this week will be President Burr. That's what it looks like. So funny thing is, Burr and Stolas are very similar in terms of like what they have their excels in. And Burr, like Stolas, excels with the idea with herbs and plants, but he's also one who gives all. He also is really good for healing afflictions and also provides familiars if needed. And he also excels in philosophy, philosophical discussion, and also teaches logical arts like deductive reasoning and trying to follow a step-by-step sequence and actually exercise the mind to be more alchemical in the way it thinks. So possibly this might be a week to have him assist you in, or go towards him and ask for his assistance in excelling in those areas. Now, the one that is challenging you the most, or the one that's kind of asking you to put your money where your mouth is in a non-vulgar way, is Renove. That's what it looks like, at least in the deck. So Renove is interesting because he's also somewhat similar to Burr in a way. Renove, I believe he's an Earl. I could be wrong, but he may appear monstrous, possibly. I'm trying to just remember. I think he also teaches the arts too, somewhat kind of similar to, well, not like an antique like how Stolas would excel in, but he may understand how to communicate better. And I think he gives support of both friends and enemies too. So possibly, maybe he could be challenging you to either one, communicate in a more effective way, or even try and use your communication in a different way or communicate in a way that's different than what you're normally used to, and in a way that usually people have not really responded well to. Try using that and exercising that more to make it better understood and to gain the favor of friends. Possibly maybe change it up to kind of give an idea of like, wow, her vocabulary changed and her artistic expressions changed. Maybe that might be something that needs to be changed up a little with art and artistic expression. At least that's what I got, Rachel. But I mean, personally, I adore Stolas and Burr. I have not really interacted with Renault, so I'm not really that knowledgeable with them. But those are the three for you. Hello, Ethan. And hello, Fatwa. Okay, the next is Meridiam. Alrighty, so Miriam, what three will appear? The one that favors is you. We have Sabnok as the one that favors. I am not familiar with Sabnok, so let me give a general idea. Let me go to my notes real quick. Okay, Sabnok. Oh, I hate how I wrote my notes. Secures, secures safety, secures roofing, and can cause afflictions to whomever is commanded to protect. Bestows familiar. The one that favors you, Miriam, I would have to say, if there's somebody that you need to protect yourself from and also fortify your defenses and keeping you safe, this is the time to actually have Sab come in and protect you. But at the same time, Sabnok may also be willing and wanting to assist you in driving back whoever is causing harm to you. And while, like, for example, you might be going through a situation where it could be that there's an aggressor close by or living with you or somewhere near you that's posing a potential threat. And maybe this could be an indication, maybe he's coming through to wanting to help ensure your safety. And I don't know why I'm being pulled to point this out. The Planetary Association is Moon in Scorpio. So if you have Moon in Scorpio, or if somebody close to you has Moon in Scorpio, that might have something to say to it. Maybe that individual may be involved, or it may resonate with you because I'm not sure if you have a Moon in Scorpio. And I don't know why it popped in my head. Specifically, Moon in Scorpio in Nakshatra of Jeshta in the Pada number, in the second Pada. That's what came out, and that's what came out of my head. So if that's where the placement is, well, not bad for me, but man with it. So mainly the idea of protecting yourself and also not hesitating to strike back if needed. That's what I'm getting from Sabnok. The one that is trying to get your attention, or the one that's wanting you to come towards him. The Sabnok's really willing to help you out. Especially make sure that you're protected on the full moon. The next full moon, or the one that's coming up. Which is, I believe, on an eclipse point. Dum, 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 dum. The one that's trying to get your attention and wanting you to approach is, oh, I love this one. It is Ipos. And his planetary association is Jupiter in exaltation in Cancer. And I didn't even have a moment to even think about it. And primarily, it's I'm getting the nakshatra of not Aslasia, but crap, what's it called? It's not Aslasia. Pushya. That's the nakshatra that came in mind. So since it's Ipos, and I believe Ipos is actually known to be kind of a little bit of a one who likes to kind of have things be loosened up a little bit and also more playful. If that makes sense. Ipos wants you to come towards and actually being able to maybe look to a figure that may look deceptive or may not seem like they'd be willing to help, and maybe even consider making yourself appear deceptively, not in the way that this aggressor you may be facing with may be thinking that you're not as, as much of a pushback as you could be. And he also may be wanting to come towards you to provide you some closure on things that happened before and get you prepared for what's going to come towards you. And of course, he wants to also give you the ability to be a little bit witty and a little bit, I don't want to say deceptive because it kind of seems like it's intentionally being manipulative, but I'm getting more the idea that to be kind of like foxy, like sly as a fox kind of a thing, if that makes sense. So you have the favor of one that's to fortify your defenses, but also, if it has to be done, afflict a lot of harm and damage to the aggressor. It's being encouraged from a past to reflect on past events, but also be prepared for the future, and also to obtain the wisdom from the past, but also be encouraged for the future. But also, don't be afraid to be a little bit whimsical in all this. The one that is challenging you is Astaroth. Now, Astaroth is actually, I believe, seen to I don't like how in the Goetia, whoever decided to make a description about, I'm gonna go with her because that's what's being pointed at for me to do. Some say that she appears as an ugly angel, which to me is just like, really. And I think they said her breath stinks, and to have and pretty much wear a ring in order to protect themselves from this, like the stench, I guess, which is kind of a little bit rude. Because why? No. Essentially, with Astaroth, I'm getting the idea. With Astaroth, you're being challenged to take a look at your finances and making sure that you ensure that your financial standing is good and your spending is adamant and adequate, and you're following a budget and making sure that all your resources are going where they need to go and not being wasted. But also consider revisiting some science subjects, and also anything that's hidden, like do more investigations of secrecy. And also maybe he's challenging you to take more initiative, and as well as not be so laid back. I don't know why I said he all of a sudden. But pretty much making sure that you are more in tune and more secure in your wealth, and making sure that you have a safety net, like of saving money for like a rainy day. Hmm. But definitely make sure you have the means to protect yourself and the financials to ensure that you can relocate if needed, or you have the means to get things to protect yourself, and being able to come off as something that's not going to be seen as like a threat in case if something bad happens. But when this individual or anything that comes to be hostile towards you comes out, you can actually just come out of nowhere and actually show that they don't mess with me. If that makes sense. And as well too, maybe you're also being challenged to. So like the last thing I'm getting. Maybe you're being challenged to take a look at how you believe existence came to be, and to really look back and see if the way that you believe how the existence was made is actually still something you believe to be how it happened. And as well, if somebody is trying to wrongly accuse you of something, that's something else to be aware of too. But make sure you're able to defend yourself against a wrong accusation. And that's really all that I'm getting out of this. And also study more about the liberal arts too. And make sure you have his symbol too, which you can look up. Okay, then next will be Ray. Ray Sons. Okay, Ray. And if I'm not paying attention to the chat, I'm sorry, because I'm just trying to connect. So for Ray, what do we got for Ray? Let me grab you and scoot you out of the way. Let me get this out of the way. Whoa! No. Let's not go backwards like that. Let's not do that. No. There we go. I was about to say, like, wait a minute, why are we going backwards? So for Ray. Let's see what we get. Didn't even have time to even shuffle the deck and already came out. So, the one that favors you. King Vine. That's the sun in Scorpio. Based on the Planetary Association from this deck. So, Vine. As well. Essentially, you have favor of one of the kings, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, a king and an earl. So essentially, Vine this week is willing to help you discover lost things, reveal those who practice the art of witchcraft or occult practices, and he also may help you get clarity on events of the past, in the present, and the soon to be. And if you would like to ask him to build some more fortification and protection and securing your kingdom, metaphorically, like home or where you dwell, he'll be more happy to. But also remove obstacles. And as well, make somebody's emotions be a little bit all over the place and unstable, if that's something you desire. And the thing is with him, make sure you just make it known and actually ask him to. Don't command him. Please, just don't command him. Just ask him if he would. And also, maybe potentially, he could also be hinting that maybe consider the idea that somebody may be doing some occult types of practice onto you, or trying to do something of occultic means on you, whether good or bad. I can't say because all the Vine is able to do is point out who's doing it. So maybe he's trying to help you figure out, or trying to give you the motivation to seek that out if it's happening where you suspect it to be. The one that is trying to get your attention, or the one that's trying to have you, do that obnoxious blue fairy thing from Zelda. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, piss it. I couldn't resist. One that's seeking your attention is... Wow. You have two kings. The one that's seeking your attention is none other than King Belial. Sun in Pisces. So King Belial, not Beleth, here. So possibly, since what I'm getting, maybe he is trying to get your attention and work alongside of you. And even though he has this, kind of an unrealistic stereotype of saying that he breaks his promises based on um, from Leamington, I think that's what it was, and that he has to have offerings and sacrificial things like given up for him in order for him to appear or even come towards you. I'm not really getting that. So possibly he is maybe willing to help you gain assistance with obtaining a familiar and also gaining a position of power. But I'm also getting he also may be wanting to also assist you in obtaining like a status title or being able to kind of gain control and domination and overpower people. But mainly it's the idea for you to gain more authority and control over those who have not really been that supportive or helpful towards you, and then like in the workplace or any position where you have been kind of like overlooked and disrespected in that regard, especially if somebody's like an oath breaker. Belial will actually assist you in facing against that and getting what's due to you. But you might have to gain his favor a lot less than this like the everyday person, because since he's trying to get you to come towards them, I mean get you to go towards him, it actually may be more simple for you than compared to any others. And last but not least, the one that is challenging you is Ram. I have to take a minute because I'm thinking Ram, the Hindu avatar. No, Raum, which the way that it sounds when I said it made me kind of confused. Like Ram, Lord Ram, but no, but some is a different being. Now Ram, I am not familiar with. So I got my notes. Okay. So maybe, well, Ram is able to steal possessions or steal what's valued from people, even like people in authority, and carry it anywhere. So he can So maybe he's challenging you to actually go and take what you want or you are wanting to get from somebody in power and take it wherever you deem fit, and also destroy like a group of people and the dignities of men. So possibly even have with King Vine and King Belial again the idea of destroying the current standing and like how everything is set up. Maybe having, because a city is usually a big mass of people, having their security be destroyed and actually have them turn on the current leader, like in the workplace, destroy like like metaphorically destroying the city of like the workforce, meaning that taking away their security and making it unstable, and then the ones that are in the workforce they actually turn and they do strikes and they push back against the ones that are like the employer and the management staff, and because of that that'll then also destroy the dignities of them, so they may act more out of line, more crazy, rebellious, and pushback. So maybe he's challenging you to cause change in like the workplace or any place where there's this idea of authority that's going on and is being not the best and needs to be stopped and taken down. And he also can also assist you in strategizing with the future plans if you choose to go towards it this way. And he can also make those that are friendly to you and also those who are enemies to you, you know, they all of a sudden now have a strong love towards you. So pretty much this could be a good idea. So pretty much if you have the idea of like, well, I really don't like this enemy of mine, even though he's well, how do I put it this way? Say like if you dated somebody and now they did something really bad to you, and or you did something bad to them, and you both despise one another, and for some reason you want to actually rejuvenate, restore that, and give it another chance. Possibly Rom can help with that, maybe. But I'm getting more of the idea of coming in, disrupting like a structure of people that are in like in a like a ranking system, which is like a worker, supervisor, manager, upper management, all the way up to CEO. You go in or get assistance in shaking that up, making it fall, and then rebuilding it, and then having you be pretty much be one of the ones higher up rather than where you're currently. And if there's any damage done between connections between you and somebody that you already have, which are already in good standing, Rom will be able to assist in fixing it too. But that's the challenge, though. So be prepared that if you cause the change, be prepared to try to assist in having the connection be restored after the big shakeup. At least that's what I'm getting. So King Vine, King Belial, and Rom is the one that's challenging you. And planetary rise is Mars in Libra. Okay, next one. Okay, now. Okay, now. I'm sorry if I've neglected the chat, but now here I am again. Sorry. So, okay, so next one. Okay, wait. Next is Nadia. Nadia. I think I said your name right. Okay. Okay, Nadia. Nadia. And I don't know why I just got this to hit me in the head. I'm gonna give this to Rachel. I don't know why I just got that, hit in the back of the head to be like, give her this. Okay. So I did. Okay, so Nadia. Let's see who emerges for you. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to get a grip. Why then? Why would you make me try and go and shuffle if you're just gonna say just grab the card at the bottom of the deck before I even do anything? But anyway, so Nadia. Of course, when people see this card, they think, "Oh God, it's the Death card. Oh no." The Goetic spirit that's in power or favors you is Duchess Grimmery. Funny enough, the artwork does not really go with. I mean, it does, but at the same time, not really. But so, Venus in Capricorn, specifically in the degrees of Solavan. Venus in Solavan shows essentially. Hold on, let me grab something to drink. You're actually able to provide counsel to people and being able to listen and nurture and bring people out of death. And that's symbolic too. So, with this week, Nadia, you are heavily encouraged to nurture yourself and see yourself in a viewpoint that is like being a woman. You better believe, I'm, valuable, and I don't care what anybody else says, because the thing is, the one thing that any woman can say, without me, none of you men would exist. Don't know why that came out, but we're going to go with it. So, this week, you're being heavily favored to know your worth and push and know where you stand and expect people to give you that idea of like, if you don't know who I am, oh, you will. You will know. And if you won't acknowledge it, okay, you don't need to exist to me. So, and also anything, losing my voice a little, anything regarding to like exclusively to like women's health, even if you're being suppressed from expressing yourself the way you want to be expressed, like say if you're expressing yourself in an artistic way, if you're being suppressed, just keep doing it anyway. I don't like that art. I don't like you, so what's the problem? Yeah, this is the week to not be afraid to push back and being yourself as you are and how you want to be. You do, and you be the way that you want to be. If somebody else comes in and gives you their 2 cents, pretty much all you have to go is, "Oh, your 2 cents, huh? Mm-mm, don't want it." Because really, it is the most opportune time to really push out there and put out there, I'm valuable. I know my worth. And if you don't know my worth, you don't need to be here. So skedaddle. A lot of sassy pushback is being encouraged this week. And if by any chance you're expecting, or if you've been working on something that you're trying to bring into the world, like a project or anything you've been giving a lot of time to, this is probably the week where it has the best likelihood to successfully be brought in and be admired. But like say you're expecting a child, this actually might be a sign to consider, maybe take a step back and learn a bit more about how a child develops, like the 9 months. Because believe it or not, when a mother is expecting, the infant actually heals any kind of illness, sickness, harm done to the mother. The infant actually helps heal the mother, and the same vice versa. And because of that, the mother also has the deepest connection to the child. So if you also have something you've been investing on with, you may also become very protective of it. like a project, or like say if you were designing something or working on a project for a long time, as soon as it's out there, you will be like bloodthirsty protective of it. Like say if you read a book, if somebody tries to take your work, you probably will with them. Just an example. So Grimoire is probably a really good one for any woman to have favor them, because Grimoire excels in anything regarding a woman, regardless of age and the whatnot. Like women's health, women's rights, women's freedom of expression, like right to anything pertaining to women. Grimoire is like literally the master of it. The one that is trying to get your attention is Batten. Which is interesting because Batten rides on a horse that has how many legs? Quite a lot of legs. Let's see. According to this, notes that I have that are poorly typed, he may be inviting you to study more about herbs and stones, but specifically, usually I never get told specific herbs like that. Maybe go towards, say, chamomile, clary sage. And also lavender. Those three specifically. And stone-wise, amethyst, amazonite, and aquamarine. And also can transport people from one country to another. So maybe if you're wanting to move, if you're needing to relocate this week, maybe might be the best to actually get you to travel a long distance if necessary. But mainly with the clary sage is actually one of the herbs that actually assists the best with assisting in delivering a child. But the thing is, if you're expecting, and if you're within the period of possibly of birthing happen, be careful when you smell clary sage, because it may potentially have the child come prematurely. But again, always have a medical professional, because I'm not a medical professional and I do not hold such pieces of paper saying I can say this. So I'm always get that advice. Chamomile is a natural relaxant and is also a plant that can also boost the potency and the potential of other herbs alongside of it. That's what I'm getting for that one. The one that's challenging you. Oh, the one that's challenging you is DeCabria. Now, DiCaprio, I have barely heard anybody mention about DiCaprio. And I'm kind of a little bit sad because of that. DiCaprio is the 69th spirit, I believe. And the Planetary Association is Moon in Pisces, specifically Redefti. And again, the idea of knowing the value of stones and crystals, again, that is being challenged too, alongside what's being invited for you to look into. And DiCaprio What's so unique about, I'm going to just take it out of the whim. DiCaprio, as well, he can have magic like birds that are like fanciful. Think of it like in Egypt, I believe there was a bird called ROK, something like that, or any other mystical bird. Kind of like, even if you want to be even more technical, you could say something like a harpy. If it's a bird humanoid, it still counts, and it's fanciful. I'm trying to think of another type of bird that's fanciful that's known. Garuda, possibly. And those birds that he shows that like he brings towards you, he actually gives you those same birds as like familiars, and they're gonna have like a specific sound and like the tone when they speak, and they also consume normally as regular birds do. So possibly this may even show you that you're being also challenged to allow your creativity to be able to fly freely, and being able to grasp the understanding of whatever you're needing to have flow, allow it to just go. And once you allow it to go and master that sense of flow, what you let out will actually stay with you, if that makes sense. But also, you're also having your imagination be challenged too, because of DiCaprio's effect of bringing in magical, fanciful birds into this too. So allow your fantasy and magical imagination to be able to flow. At least that's what I'm getting. So, in power again is grammar. Well, anything pertaining to, you, well, is in full swing. Expect the best and nothing less. The one that's the one that's challenging you, Bethan, is saying study more with the three herbs: lavender, chamomile, and clary sage, and amethyst, amazonite, and aquamarine, and also wanting to help get you to a different location or long distance travel. And also the challenge again with DiCaprio: allow yourself and your fantasy and imagination to fly freely, and then that's what'll come towards you. And also take the invite to learn more about the stones and the herbs I mentioned shortly before. Other than that, that grammar though, I mean, this is a week where you are in control, not you. So yeah, this is the week not to mess with you. At least that's what I got. Okay, next one. Okay, here I am again. Okay, hello, Ethan. Yeah, Miriam. Ipos is a fancy goose, and he's also known as quote unquote a silly goose. And okay, here I am. And Ethan, the readings I'm doing is essentially a 3-card spread. I think I'm responding to this like 5,000 years later. Um, Essentially, it's a 3-card spread that shows like the poetic being that's favoring, the one that's wanting to assist you, and then the one that's challenging you. Oh, look, Ipos came out again. Sometimes you just mention their name, they're like, here I am. Did you need something? Yep, there it goes again. Whoop. Okay, let's see. Hello, Fiona. Pikachu having a black with tail. I do remember it. And if you notice that this one doesn't have it. Okay, Fadwa. All right, Fadwa is next. I'm just going in by order of people that says choose. Fadwa. Okay, for Fadwa, let's see what we got. Fadwa. The one that favors. We have Semi's moon in Aquarius, which is the moon I have. Having the moon that is like, what in the world is this thing doing? Specifically in the part of Aquarius known as what's it called? I'm wanting to say a little bit of Dinesha right before it turns into Dinesha right before it turns into Setpashaka, which is the constellation in Aquarius. Now Semi's has, I believe, dominion over all African spirits. And essentially, if you're wanting to connect to any of the spirits that originate from Africa, that this might be an indication that it's a good idea to go towards them. And also, it may be a good time to use any type of communication as grammar. And also, if you're trying to learn something like deductive reasoning, this is the best time to be more logical and practical. And there's also the idea if you have lost something or like a possession, this may be helping to find it. Or if there's something being kept hidden from you, this is the most opportune time to investigate and try and figure out where it went. Or if you're trying to find something that's kept hidden, this is the week to go for it and look. The one that is going all, hey, listen, hey, listen, hey, listen. Yeah, the one that's like trying to shine like spotlights around, like, please land here, SOS, pay attention. That one. I don't know why I came out that way. We we have Bifronos, Bifrons. Yeah, well, I mean, wow. It was like he's being drowned by a solo cup. Now, Bifrons, I am not familiar with, but we have that one as Mars and Scorpio, which is a known sign. So Bifronos is challenging you to learn. I mean, he's wanting to assist you in learn anything pertaining to mathematics, such as calculus or calculations, as well as astrology. I'm getting both Vedic and Western, and astronomy, as well as bestowing knowledge of herbs, resins, and also sacred woods such as frankincense, myrrh, cedar wood, and you get the idea. Maybe he's wanting to give you those. I don't know why this popped in my head, but I'm going to go with it. Specifically, go towards the black spruce tree, as well as the cypress tree. Those two specifically, and as well, spend more time going towards. Hold on. Okay, as I was saying, when you go, and also if you have had the urge to go visit, like passed on or visit like the ancestors of your family line, this also may be an indication that he wants to help give you support and giving remembrance to them. And as well, if you have somebody that, that did a lot of bad harm to you and you want them to be forgotten about, Bifronis will help you with that too. So he wants to help with that if needed. The one that is challenging you. We have two moon and Aquariuses. We have Androthelius, which is, yes, a peacock. And Androthelius is actually believed to be a solar deity, I believe, yielding from. I believe I'm going to take a shot in the dark. I could be wrong. I think it's Mayan. I think I could be wrong, and I can be hit in the head with a anvil for that. But I believe he's originally from there. But again, I could be wrong. But anyway, so Androphilius excels, and by excel meaning he can actually make you be able to become unbound by the physical limitations of the world. So maybe if there's something holding you back, break free of it and allow yourself to be able to move without any resistance and opposition. As well as maybe challenging you to change up your wardrobe. I know that came out weird. And also willing to put on an appearance that's more deceptive looking. And as well, maybe also challenging you to do more in terms of design, like fashion, as well as even taking astronomical designs and actually making garments out of it. So, for an example, say like if you're making a scarf, the scarf actually has the way it's stitched. It actually looks like there's like stars and planets in it. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. So mainly, again, being challenged to express yourself in a way that's different, but also has an intimidation and the peacock factor. And now you're thinking, well, what's the peacock factor? No, it's not like the Katy Perry peacock factor. That's desperation. Essentially, the peacock factor is essentially when you have somebody do something or say something towards you and you get all, that's amazing. And it was so true. That phenomenon is called the peacock factor because no matter what that individual does, you always will be woozy-wooed by them. So possibly, maybe part of the challenge too is you being able to come up with other clever ways and ideas to like captivate people, and all of a sudden they become indirectly possessed by you. Meaning that not like possessed, like do as I say, but more like they're just towards you, like woozy-wooed, charmed. If that makes sense. So Siamese, you have favor into actually maybe now. Wait a minute. You actually may be favored this week to maybe consider learning the discoveries on how you can actually use like essential oils, herbs, resins, and even like bark to actually make a type of clothing or garment that's actually used to woozy woo people this week. Because you have the favor backing you up, you have the assistance of one to assist you in making it, and then that's also your challenge too. So creative self-expression to woozy woo people seems to be the focus for you this week. So come up with something creative and peacock stunning. I don't know why it came out that way. At least that's what I get. Next is, I believe, Ethan. Ethan, you're you're from Africa? Wow. 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 I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Woo! That that's really interesting. Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say, but it's like that wasn't that was not scripted. Not planned, but we'll go with it. Ethan, definitely not Ethan Winters, definitely not that one. Of course that's not him because not Ethan Winters because he's still alive. At least this one is. Or who knows? In Resident Evil nowadays, you never know what's gonna happen. Like oh, I got my leg cut off. Oh well, I'll just pour some fluid on it now it's put back on. Yeah, it's just to me, it's like I wasn't expecting that. It's like, oh, so that happened. So for Ethan, Ethan, the one that favors you most happens to be one I am very familiar with, and like right when I say his name, I'm already I'm already bracing for it. Dantalion, right on time. Why did you call me? No, I wasn't really calling you. Stop tickling me, dude. So essentially, this week, you knock it off. Yeah, I know you. Stop it. Now's not the time for that, dude. Stop tickling my head. Dantalion. Wow. So Ethan, with Dantalion, essentially this is the week to. Hold on. Okay. So, Ethan, Dentalian. This is the week for you to either one. So bad, but we're going to go with it. This is the week if you actually want somebody to have their thoughts, feelings, and what have you changed to whatever you deem fit. This is the week to do it. Fine, you can go ahead and say what you want to say. Go for it. Yep, the one you want is a good one. Big too. Stop it. It's vulgar. Just being honest. I think we knew. And also, if you want to go and face or essentially have something that you've been like having suppressed be talked about, because Dentalian is also the one that's also kind of like the psychologist among the Goetic spirits. And also any kind of art, which does include the art of, called the art of, any kind of art. Stop blowing it. This is the actual week to start like a new type of art or perfecting it more. But mainly, this is the week if you want to woozy woo or influence somebody by having their thoughts change, you can go with. Yeah. So I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. And I know, and just a second, Nathan, because this thought just popped in my head and I don't want to lose it. If you are familiar with Yamoja or Oloran, those two are the ones that are being really loud to me. Well, I didn't hear that one. Can you say that one again? The Baron. Okay, the Baron then. Those are the three that popped in my head, so that's what I'm going with. The Baron, just the Baron. Okay. The Baron, Yamoja, or Oleron. Now, the one that's trying to get your attention, Ethan, it is DeCabria. So definitely have the fantasy. So essentially, DeCabria is trying to get your attention, which is again like what I've said. DeCabria is very not really that, based on my knowledge, not really spoken of that much. So DeCabria trying to get your attention is maybe again like what I said before, wanting you to, how do I put this? Allow your imagination and creativity to flow, especially in a way that you could not believe it to be like this way. And also, Dentalian can also influence your thoughts to actually be like, okay, you're going to have your head go this way. Your thoughts are going to be like this. Your ideas are going to go this way. It's going to become like this. Because Dentalian can just go and change them like that. And really, that's all I'm getting with the Cabrio, trying to get your attention. The one that challenges you. Stop it. The one that's challenging you, oh boy, is Lilith. Lilith is challenging you. Ethan. Your challenge is really if you really want this man thing or whatever you're having your eyes on, if you really want it, if you really want that man thing, just go and grab it. I mean, you know what they say, if you want it, you got it. And if they kick and scream, well, knock them out. Sometimes you don't have to negotiate. You just go, oh, I like that. Mine. In other words, you're being challenged to go towards the desire and really not give a crap about who says, like, that's not really moralistic. You shouldn't be doing that. Oh, I don't think, anybody would like it if you were to do that. Is this person done, saying enough BS getting in the way for no reason? Because it's been like 3 hours since they're like being like, Lord Jesus won't like it if you do that. Well, he's dead, so you think I give a damn? Besides, he got hung on a home one. Don't let yourself be stopped or blocked from going towards what you want. Even if it includes a person, have at it, go for it. Do a flip. And don't stop until you get whatever you're wanting. Because all that matters really is you and only you. If somebody hissy fits like, but you can't do that, that's not nice. Oh, I don't care. Because if I'm not in a good state of mind or a good state of being, or if I'm not at my best, do you think I got enough time to worry about somebody else? No. Because if I'm not okay, nothing is okay. If I'm all right and standing, everything else can be. That sounds a bit selfish and self-centered, but it's true. Because in your world, you come first. If you're not well and you're not alive, the world ends. From your perspective. So unless if you're standing strong and well, nothing matters. So having fulfillment and happiness and desires be fulfilled to the best extent, that's not negotiable. That is a need and that is a must. And you have to be fulfilled. If somebody else is getting in the way of that fulfillment, you can just tell them to go and get out of the way before, you kick them in the tush out of the way personally. Or throw them off a cliff, whichever one you want to do instead. I prefer the cliff one, though. That way they'll be out of the way for good, because they'll be crippled. So don't allow yourself to be held back anymore. Just go for it and be all, oh, that's mine. But they were supposed to read me. Oh, you're too slow. I know. Or if somebody's trying to steal something from you, or even someone. And there's nothing wrong with being like, oh, this twat head is gonna come up and take mine, huh? Sorry, no. You're not gonna affect mine with STDs. Sorry. No. Get out of here, swine. Damn pig. Nope. No. No. You can take your STD infested tush elsewhere on. No. Besides, you're probably stretched anyway. Don't be afraid to take a stand and fight and push back for what you want. Because if it brings you empowerment, that's not negotiable. You have to get and keep it. No hands, butts, or tushies about it. And that's what I advocate too. If there's something you want, well, go get it. But this person's in the way. Well, then get them out of the way. Or like or even heck, this person says they don't feel like that to me. Bull crap. It's bull crap. No. If you want this thing, if you want this man thing, go grab it. But part of my favorite. Well, he says he's not like this. Not no. If you want it, go and grab it. Metaphorically, and also taking the practical steps to get it. And like what I advocate too. In this world, in your life, who's in control? You. Who decides how the life goes? You. Who has the final say on what happens? You. But other people are also living their experience too. That doesn't count because they're not you. In your world, you decide. They can't decide for you. They can influence. That's it. Tell anything else? No. No. However you want this existence to be, you make the rules. You decide how it is, and you stick to it. If something opposes you, nah, I'm not feeling it. That is pretty much Lilith in a nutshell. Oh, that's blocking me? Cute. No. Oh, I can't do that? Here, watch this. I can't drink from this cup? Really? Watch. Did you see that? I'll even do an instant replay. Just to make sure you got it, I'll even play it again in slow motion and hold your head while I'm doing it. Yeah. That's how Lilith operates. If you tell her she cannot do anything, she will do it purposely in a way that you'll see it, replay it, and actually make you understand you can't tell her no. You cannot deny her. You cannot. And she'll make that perfectly clear. And that should be the same thing with anything holding you back from what you want. Go for it. Grab it. Even if it's kicking and screaming, knock it out if you have to. Metaphorically, not literally. But if it's into that kind of play, have at it. If it screams, just say, "Oh, don't, no. That's nothing. You got this." And that just took a big, completely different turn for the word. Different turn right there, but you get the idea. If you want it, you got it, and that's it. Simple. But what about this? What if it? No. Too complicated. You want this? You got it. But nope. There is no buts or tushies. If it's want, yours. Nothing more, nothing less. Your want is yours, and you got it. That's it. No need to make it complicated. Once it's there, once you want it, it's already in your hands. I gotta close the hands because now you got it. Simple. There's no such thing as opposition. You just gotta say so. And if something is putting up the illusion like, "Oh, you cannot have this," well, I don't acknowledge that thing that exists. So out of the way. Oh, you're never gonna get this. Ooh. Even including something outside of you, or even a thought saying, "Oh, you can't have this." I mean, coming from something that doesn't even have a physical body in the first place to get in the way. You think I'm going to listen to something like that? No. Mm-mm. Or even like another individual in front of you saying, "You're never going to get this." Oh, really? I'm never going to get it, huh? How do you know? Besides, you're not me, so shh. I can't get it? Coming from somebody that's not me, that actually, has no power or authority over me. So, sorry. Your confusion didn't affect me, so. Like I've said, you cannot tell Lilith no. She'll do as she pleases, and that's just how she is. So, go towards what you're desiring. Rip it out of the ground, metaphorically, if you have to. Knock it out. Do whatever you have to do to get it. Because your fulfillment is first. Everything else, a boo-hoo. Because when you're in a good, happy state, everything else can then have their turn. You first, everybody and everything else later. No fans, butts, or tushies. That's how it is. Simple. And if anything opposes that, well, they're just jealous because you're going after what you're desiring, and they're not. So they're being jealous and stopping you. I know this all sounds like, wow, that sounds pretty narcissistic and self-centered, like the most ever. Well, I'm not lying, because if you're not good, nothing matters. If you can't stand on your own 2 feet and get yourself in a good state, you can't do anything. If you're not well, it doesn't matter what's going on around you, you're crippled. And until you're standing back up, metaphorically, nothing else matters until you stand back up at your best state again. Then, if you want to be nice, you can. But I'd rather you just keep sticking and being for you. Because again, whose life is it? Yours. Not mine. Yours. Not nobody else's. Yours. You have the final say, and if somebody hissy fits on a decision you make, oh, whoa. Oh, woe is Adam. Oh, no. Tell them to deal with it and get over it. You have the final say in it all. And same thing, that does also, funny enough, believe it or not, I'm probably going to, adorable. I like how when I'm talking, a lot of my stuff on my, like right behind you, like behind the computer, a lot of it's moving on its own. Like, oh, okay. Like one of my deck boxes decided to scooch over a little bit to the right and the left. Did I say you guys can touch that? Did I say you can touch it? Good. Stop it. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. The same thing applies whenever you're like interacting with a spirit or an entity or the whatnot. They can't control you. They can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. They don't have that right. Again, we'll take it simple again. Whose existence and whose life are you in and in control of? You. Are they in control of you? No. They may intimidate you and scare you into thinking that they will do all these things to you. No. They don't have the right to even cause any kind of influence or do anything to you in the first place. You just got to tell them, no, you can't do that. You're telling a king no? Yeah, stop it. Do you know who I am? I don't give a damn. Quit it. Yeah, I know you have a king in the title and you're this standing. Woo, okay. But for me, in my standing, you're not going to push me around. Same thing. If you desire something and learn from a king, of course, in that regard, you want to be a little bit more realistic and be a little bit more polite. But in a particular direction where you want to go and obtain, don't be afraid to be ruthless about it. Just like this type of, like if you want to get like a piece of jewelry, I wanted this piece of jewelry. I'm going to get it. So hold on a second. Reach out to grab it. Somebody gets in the way and says, oh, you're not allowed to have that. Really? Why can't I have it then, dude? Tell me. You better have a good reason before I claw your eyes out. It's reserved for somebody else. Oh, cute. Just like that. And buying something, like supposedly like when it was reserved for somebody else, even though it may not be morally right, who cares? You first. They can try again next time. If you're in the moment to get something and you're at the opportune time, go for it. Because again, whose needs comes first? Whose wants comes first? Because you need to be in a fulfilled, happy state first. Then everything else can have a chance. Until then, nothing else matters. That's the cutthroat, bare bone way of life. And even same thing goes with saying like how you're judging someone and saying like, I don't want you. You're not worthy of me. You can say that. But that's not right to judge someone. To the world standards is not. But for you, you can say, I don't like you, dude, because you are a prick to people. I don't like you because you mistreat animals or something, or anything at all that you don't like. Or like even how they're talking to you. I want nothing to do with you, dude, because you talk to me like with no respect and you're kind of a disrespectful prick. You can say that. And it's not judging because you're telling the truth and you're saying for how it is. And if somebody comes up with the excuse, well, I've had a bad upbringing. That's cute. You think I give a damn about you hissy fitting and acting like a twat? No. You're still doing it. That's not an excuse. Stop being stupid. You don't know how hard my life is. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how it is, and I don't care. Too bad. Suck it up. Just because your upbringing was bad doesn't mean you continue it on and then mistreat other people. Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm-mm. Sassy, feisty. I know. Do I care? No, not really. And again, really, that's like how you have to be. If something is not treating you right, you can call it out and say, hey, cupcake. I don't care if you've had a bad, hard life. You don't have to be a prick because you can choose to be nice and you can choose to be civil and you can make choices every single second of your life. You can choose to be doing the right thing and not doing the wrong thing. You can make the choice. And because, you can do that and everybody else can, it's pretty sad you choose the wrong choice every time, purposely. Like, that's stupid. You might want to get that fixed. Just an example. Well, I think I might take my leave because I just went on a little tangent there with Lilith, but yeah, I'm going to take my leave. I'm going to probably relax a little bit, recharge because I am exhausted. So I hope this was like educational at least, and I guess I'll see you guys later then.